Hey, listen, I understand you have some smoking gun evidence on Ted Cruz, and you told me off air what it was. Pretty astounding. You and I have been talking about this for years, but now you have it from a government website. I'm not going to give it away. I want you to be able to drop this bombshell on our audience and on the world. You have smoking gun evidence on Ted Cruz and the whole eligibility issue, right?
Final nail in the coffin, folks. If you take the U.S. government's own documents seriously, this should put an end to Ted Cruz's campaign.
I understand that you've already got this posted. You've got screen captures of it. You've already made a video. You're already posting it all over PNN Network. Please post it on the Freedom Friday Facebook when you get a chance, Mike.
Yes,
and go ahead and tell us what the smoking gun evidence is.
Well, it began with an article somebody sent me along with analysis of the article from the Gateway Pundit, which is a reputable conservative website. And as they're making the case that Ted Cruz entered the U.S. illegally in 1974 because his parents failed to file a CRBA form, which is required by U.S. law. Sharon Rondo, she's been doing, a dozen FOIA requests. One is outstanding. They keep tossing them out on her.
Right. Tell people what that CRBA form is.
It's a form that's required for parents to fill out when their child is born overseas and they want the child to be naturalized, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to fill out the form because this thing doesn't happen by osmosis.
Right. You're not.
Paperwork has to be filled out.
That's right. You're not automatically an American citizen when you're born on foreign soil just because your parents are American citizens or one of them is. You have to go to the nearest embassy and you have to file paperwork.
Right. I mean, you could have picked up some kid wandering the streets of Calgary. They don't know who's crossing the border with you. You got to fill out the paperwork.
Right.
So anyway, the Post emails are trying to get this paperwork. Was it filled out? Was it filled out properly? So the Gateway Pundit is asking the question: did Ted Cruz enter the U.S. illegally in 1974? Because apparently his parents did not fill out the required forms until 1986. And did Cruz's parents even ever fill out the form, or did they apply for amnesty per President Reagan's Immigration Reform Control Act of 1986? And if that's the case, it would mean that Ted Cruz was in the country illegally from 1974 to 1986. And according to Cruz's own spokeswoman, Catherine Frazier, Cruz's mother did register his birth with the U.S. consulate, and Cruz received a U.S. passport in 1986 ahead of a high school trip to England. Mm-hmm. Cruz's parents didn't file the paperwork for his U.S. citizenship until 1986. It was reported to be because he was going on a school trip and needed a passport. So essentially, he was in the country illegally from 74 to 86.
Right, and let's stop and remind folks. You've already alluded to it, but Sharon Rondo at Post an Email, they have filed 12 Freedom of Information Acts with the Cruz campaign saying, show us the paperwork, and the Cruz people are refusing to show the paperwork. And does that not smell like deja vu all over again? Barack Obama, close down your identifying documents and call everybody else tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists that dare to question you. It could be that Ted Cruz is not even a legal U.S. citizen from his birth, much less natural born. But that's not the smoking gun evidence. Tell us the smoking gun evidence.
No, and so to wrap that portion up, many people are asking the question, did Ted Cruz gain citizenship through amnesty under President Reagan in 1986? He could clear this up by simply answering the FOIA request. Here's the smoking gun. This is from the United States' own website, folks. This is it. This seals it. This man's presidential candidacy is dead, according to the U.S. government. It says at the USCIS, their own website, it says, in a general, I'm quoting now, in a general, a child born outside the United States is a citizen at birth when the child's parents are married to each other. See, there's two columns here on this United States government website. If the parents are married to each other at the time of birth, or if the parents are not married, so a single mother in that case. Mm-hmm. If the parents are married to each other, and these two were married to each other at the time of birth, I'm quoting now, both parents are U.S. citizens at the time of birth one parent is a U.S. citizen at the time of birth, and the birth date is on or after November 14th, 1986. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if one of the parents is a U.S. citizen on or after November 14th, 1986, the child is a natural-born citizen.
No. The child is an American legal citizen, not natural-born.
Okay.
Does it say
That's
natural-born?
right.
Yeah.
A citizen. So
citizen.
So you just touched on the actual issue here, which is that he wasn't even a citizen at birth.
That's exactly right.
Never mind natural-born. Ted Cruz was not even, according to the U.S. own documents, Ted Cruz, and I'm sorry I said natural-born, Ted Cruz was not even a U.S. citizen at birth, according to U.S. government documents.
There you go.
If he was born after 1986, that's fine, only one parent. Before 1986, both parents had to be U.S. citizens at the time of birth. ppsimmons@live.com if you want me to send you this article personally, or you can go to the blog, ppsimmons.blogspot.com. The title of the article is Smoking Gun, Ted Cruz was not even an American citizen at birth.
Yep.
And that's it. That's it. And the links to the article, we have screen capture shots of the pages in case they scrub them. And, in Ted Cruz's case, his parents were married. He was not a citizen at birth. End of story.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.